I hope you're good and well. This is a book review for Along the Path of Torment by Chandler Morrison. This book follows the story of a young man called Ty. He's a 20-something living in Hollywood, and he's basically living under the thumb of an abusive uncle called Arthur. And when I say abusive, I mean the kind of person who would probably put Harvey Weinstein to shame. A kind of abusive producer who can do whatever he likes. Ty wants to be free of this uncle. He wants to build a career in Hollywood, and he's got a screenplay under his belt, and he has dreams of getting that screenplay turned into a film. Also, the story involves Ty and this young girl. In the opening chapter, this abusive Uncle Arthur is holding an audition for an advert, and a 15-year-old girl turns up for the part, and she gets the part after letting the abusive uncle do things to her. And then afterwards, Ty actually gets in contact with this girl, and it kind of follows their relationship as well. There are strong themes of nihilism, apathy and paedophilia in this book. It's very grim. The setting is very grim and the mood is very grim indeed. It portrays a shadowy underworld of Hollywood where everybody is fake, nobody is sincere, everybody just thinks in terms of their own career, everybody wants to make it at any cost. And you can't really trust anybody, and nobody is really a proper friend, only an acquaintance. Ty's uncle, as I previously mentioned, he's like a powerful figure in Hollywood, and he organises these snuff parties in his basement. He lives in this huge mansion with a wife. His wife is about the same age as him, but he just sleeps around whenever he pleases. And down in the basement of his mansion, he organises these parties where celebrities come and get together, and they basically watch as young men are raped and murdered, and everybody just watches on. Some of them even join in. It's quite shocking, and I'm not easily shocked. There's a little bit of symbolism in the book as well, which I haven't totally worked out. All the way through the book, Ty, the main protagonist, he's at home and he sees this yellow woman, like a yellow witch, who comes out of his cupboard, and it kind of symbolises something about his past. I haven't completely worked it out. I've got an idea, but I won't spoil it here. Thank you for making it to the halfway point of this video. This is a quick message to let you know that I have a range of horror and sci-fi horror books available, and most of them are free. If you enjoy my videos, you might also enjoy my stories. And if you want to receive exclusive content relating to the world of books and horror, consider joining my mailing list. You'll even get 2 free audiobooks for doing so. Finally, if you want to support my work, you can make a donation to my PayPal tip jar. All the links are below. Thank you. Now back to the video. The pacing of this book is pretty good. It's a short book. You could say it's a novella. Yeah, just about. It's like a long novella. I was never bored. I didn't find myself pushing myself through the book. It was entertaining all the way through. The prose is very good, actually. Like a bit like Dead Inside, the other Chandler Morrison book I read and did a review on. The prose in that book is very good, and it's also the same in this book. Pretty much every page is kind of peppered with either decent insights or, wit and humour. There are no kind of bland pages. It was, every chapter was pretty enjoyable to read. It wasn't a slog in any way. The characters are well crafted. They're all despicable in some way. They're not likeable. Don't expect to like the characters in this book, but they are crafted well. They're shameless, they're nihilistic. But there was one character called Alison who I didn't quite believe. Alison is, if I remember correctly, an ex-girlfriend. Either an ex-girlfriend or a current girlfriend of Ty, the main protagonist. That whole situation didn't really work for me. That wasn't crafted well, but the rest is. The rest of it is well crafted. I kind of lost myself in the story, and the dialogue is pretty good as well. Not pretty, it's very good. The dialogue is good. It's very believable, and there's this constant undercurrent of despair, untrustworthiness, and selfishness and despair among all of the characters in the story. As I said, this is the second book of Chandler Morrison's that I've read, and after reading these two, I probably will read a third one. I very much enjoyed Dead Inside, which is about necrophilia. This one is about the seedy underworld of Hollywood. It's a bit like High Life by Matthew Stokoe, actually. Very similar. So after reading these two books, I think I will go on to read something else by Chandler Morrison now. I don't know what exactly, but it will be something. The shocking scenes in this book are on par with American Psycho. In fact, Along the Path of Torment does have a kind of American Psycho feel to it. I'm not going to say that Chandler Morrison copied American Psycho, but I could certainly feel or smell American Psycho within the pages. I think there was a certain amount of inspiration there, which is fine. I like American Psycho. The shocking scenes in this book, these celebrity snuff parties where they stand around watching rapes and murders. There's one in particular that stands out in my mind as being very graphic. There's also a kind of incest scene at the end. Ty, the main protagonist, as I mentioned, he kind of gets together with this 15-year-old girl. She's either 15 or 16, too young for him. He's like 20-something. And, alright, spoiler alert, a slight spoiler alert. At the end of the book, he actually has a threesome with this girl and her mother at the same time. And it's a long scene, and it's described in detail. So look out for that one if you choose to read the book. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this book. If I had to criticise it in any way, I would say it's perhaps a little bit too pessimistic or nihilistic. I think it doesn't come across not whiny or whingy, but just a little bit of light-heartedness thrown into the mix would have been nice. But it is a positive review. I gave the book 4 stars on Goodreads, so that's pretty good. I recommend this book, especially if you enjoyed Dead Inside. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back in 2 weeks with another book review. In the meantime, try to have a good day on this nihilistic, apathetic, hopeless piece of rock we call Earth. Lots of literary love. Goodbye.